It's great.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you. Your this thing is off. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Monday.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. I know it's great. We're about starting now.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Okay, we want to commence the meeting now. All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Good News Obayuana, and I'm the CEO of Village Realty and Property Developers Limited. This class is a master class. We call it the art of negotiation. It's for entrepreneurs and business persons. No matter what you are selling, whether you are into real estate or you sell goods and services, this class is organized for people like you. So that's why you should take advantage of this opportunity and make sure you're a participant. Now, we had the first class one, part one. This is the part two. And in this part two, I did say I will teach. I will tell our audience out there and those that are currently in this class the secrets that master negotiators they use in executing inclusive deals. Now, like I always say, enough is enough. Enough of you working, doing your business and you're not getting results. So enough of the excuses. Is that time you start getting results. When you put in results in your business, in your work, it should start showing. So I will just go through the summary of the previous class. That's the part one. I did talk about a lot of things. I made mention of how for you to be a master negotiator, you're able to close deal. You must be able to understand your clients, know what they need, know what they want, because you are selling goods and services to them. So you must know, okay, this is what my client wants, and work around it. Then also I did mention that you should be able to sometimes you play smart in the sense that if you know this is whatever your client needs, know what offer to give to your clients that will be irresistible, that your clients must and be able to do business with you. That's also very important. You understand? Then I made mention a lot, but you must have there certain negotiation skills that you should have. You should have certain negotiation skills as a negotiator, in the sense that you should be able to work on the intelligence of your client. That's very important. Then you should be able to give your client irresistible offers and sell the value over the price. I'm just doing a recap of our previous class. You must be able to let your client see the value of what they are getting from you, what they are buying from you, not just pushing the price there. If they see the value of the commodity, be it landed property, be it house you are selling, or anything, once you're able to tell them this is the value that this thing can give you, when you are not pushing the price to them, it will not be a big deal. But when you just put price there, that may just take them aback and they may not be interested. So first, you must set the value of that item to your client. Let your client say, okay, this thing is valuable. This is why you should get this thing. And also, I did talk about that you should expatiate more of the advantages over disadvantage. For example, you take a client to the site to go and see a landed property, and probably in the area, where the landed property is located, maybe the topography may not be leveled, and maybe the property now have other advantages, like maybe there is current light situation, good light there. Then maybe the area is very secured. So now, instead of there's a way as a negotiator, you should be able to blindfold your client. Your client should not see the topography. And mind you, even topography is relative. In these days and modern time, people build inside a valley, inside Part-2. People with the advancement of modern technology and what have you, people can even build inside a hole. So in as much as that you should always downplay on the disadvantages. You tell your client, see, this thing you are seeing, in fact, if you are even building on top of this kind of place, you should rest assured that erosion will never disturb you because water will not gather here. And moreover, this area you are seeing, they have good light, 24 hours light. So, and it's well secured. Now you have two advantages over one disadvantage. One advantage of maybe the topography may not be, balanced enough. Now you hint on the advantages why you should buy this land, because the light in this area is very good, because the road network to where this land is located is good, is accessible, because the security of this environment is secure. This is not a place that you'll be running for herdsmen or Fulani herdsmen or whatever. No, this environment is well secured. So imagine you pinpoint the advantages. Once you are hitting on those things, you are saying those things, you will be very surprised. Your clients will now, will be blinded, will no longer be seeing the problem of the fact that, oh, this place, the topography is not level enough. So you have downplayed the disadvantages over, you have downplayed disadvantages, and you have exalted the advantages. So as a businessman or businesswoman, always look out for the advantages that whatever you are selling has over the advantage, and the advantage is what you should be hitting on. By so doing, you go to blindfold your clients from seeing the disadvantage, because everything you are selling, every commodity must always have the positive and the negative. Everything has advantage and disadvantage. So if your ability as a marketer, your ability to be able to show the person the advantages over disadvantage, that's what makes you a smart negotiator. Okay, that's for that the last week meeting. I believe everyone that is connected live can hear me very clearly. Mr. Monday, I see you are back online. All right, so I'll proceed with the plan of today. Now, I said today I'm going to be giving the tips and tricks. Now, these things I'm going to talk about today, they may be normal, they may be the usual thing before, but it's because you have not been applying these things. Right application of knowledge gives you results. But when you have knowledge of something and you don't know how to apply it, application of knowledge is wisdom. So the wisdom of closing deals, of getting results in deal closing, that's what I'll be revealing today. And one of such is this. I'll just go straight. When you are selling a commodity to a client, first and foremost, you must know that thing very well. It's a trick, like it's a simple trick here. You are selling something, you must know what you are selling in and out. You must have a vast knowledge of that commodity, be it land, be it house, be it whatever you are selling, be it electronics. So in other words, you on your own must have done research, thorough research on, okay, for example, I'm selling lands in so and so location. Let me say I'm selling land in Kurudu in Abuja. You must know about land in that place. You must know the current market value of of prices of that land space or land size that you want to sell. You must know what are the advantages and disadvantages of owning a property in that locality. So you on your own as a marketer, you do a thorough research, have adequate knowledge of that thing you are selling, so that when you are speaking to your client, you'll be so sound, audible, eloquent, that to the point that your client will be convinced that you know what you are selling. Because nobody will buy from you when they believe, or when you give them the impression that you don't even know what you are selling. So when there is confidence, and confidence is a product of knowledge, when there is confidence on what you are selling, you see that when you're talking, your client will listen to you. So most importantly, speak, know what you are selling in total, know what you are selling to your client. Then secondly, you should have a price limit. Some people just put content out there, put material out there, put property out there, and they don't really, in real estate we call it a net price. When you are selling a property, to a client, first you may have asking price, and the asking price should be out there. Then the selling price should also, the selling price, that which is the net price, the last price you are going to sell, should also be there. The most important thing is this here. When you know your net price, depend on the client. There's some clients that when you see and you feel, okay, this client can afford this luxury, maybe it's a luxury item you want to sell, a property or so. And first of all, you must be able to understand and read your client. Whenever you see a potential client, you should be able to know, read, and understand that client. So when you are selling to the client, you already know, okay, this is a very rich client. So when you are giving an asking price, you should give an asking price that is okay, that is way, that is big. But when you see that your client is an average client, don't give an asking price that is ridiculous. Else, that price will throw the client off balance. The client will just tell you, sorry, I think it's above my budget, I'm not interested. And there are some clients that when you give them asking price too small, they begin to doubt the genuinity of that item. When the asking price is too small, sometimes they doubt the genuinity of that item. For example, now, let's say you want to sell a property that is very close, very close to the express road, and you are telling the client asking price, maybe the net price of that property is like 2 million naira, and the asking price that you are telling the client, 3 million naira. The client may be scared and the client will run because he will be like, oh, you want to scam me. But when you see that that client is financially buoyant, you can tell the client asking price is 5 million naira. Then the client will negotiate that. Or you can tell the client 10 million naira asking price. Why? Because the client is financially buoyant. So you have set a price limit for that client. Then you know that the client will no longer will bargain. Yes, the client will bargain. Maybe the list will fall for like 3 to 4 million naira. Then when you see a client that is not so financially buoyant and you want to sell for that client, and maybe the net price, which is the last price, is like 2 million naira, you can tell the client that the asking price is 4 million naira because you have read the client, you've studied, you see, okay, this kind of client maybe is not so buoyant. I know some client can disguise, but still, to some extent, you know know the kind of client you are dealing with per time. Then from there you can, if you tell the client that is 4 million naira, maybe the client can bargain to him for like 3 million naira or 2. So that's what I'm saying. You must be able to set a price limit. Very important. Have a net price. You must not go below that net price. Okay, then also you must not negotiate the emotions. A lot of people, they negotiate the emotions in the sense that you are selling goods and services to somebody, so you should not bring your emotions. This is strictly business and you must be very professional. So you must not bring your emotions, because if you want to bring emotions to business, so you may never sell. In as much as you make the client feel welcome, feel like you have their interest, because very important, you must always let the client know that, oh, I have your sympathy, I'm actually giving a good price. But you must, on your own end, you must not bring emotions to it, because if you do that, you even sell below your cost price or below the price you purchase or you want to sell, or below your net price. You understand? So you must not bring emotion to play when you are negotiating, when you are talking about deals, when you are closing deals. No, be very professional in your bidding, in your pricing. Be very professional. Then you must be very honest. There are a lot of people that from when you see them alone and based on the offer they give to you is already shady. There are some people that they are not honest in their negotiation. They tell you, oh, this is the net price. If you tell a client that this is the net price, that means you should not go below that net price. Because if you tell a client that, say, 20 million is the net price or something, and the client is not pricing for 18 million naira, and you said it's net price, what is net price? It means it's the last price. You should not to stand and say, okay, this is the last price. You must not go below that. The moment you begin to go below your net price, you're already giving the client an inclination that, oh, this thing can even go below that offer they are giving to you. So, in other words, you must be honest. If this is really your net price, stand by it and make it your net price. Very important. Now, lastly, what I will say before I give room for questions, answer, and whatever contributions, one most important thing I like us to understand is for you to close deal at the spot immediately. Now, let me say this. There are a lot of clients that when they come to bargain for deals, they feel so relaxed, or they feel like they are the one bringing the highest offers. No. One thing you should use to always play on the intelligence of your client, even if there is none, give them the impression that there are already a lot of persons that are bidding, even bidding higher than what they are offering. That alone throws them off balance and makes them feel if they don't give a good offer, the offer will be off their table. You understand? So you must be able, to give your client the impression. I don't know how you tend to give your client that impression, but there are ways you can give your client impression. If really there's someone that have come before they came and that person have given an offer, let them know. See, this person even gave so and so offer, but we're not willing to sell because this, whatever I'm selling, this land, this house has more value than what you're offering. That's why I'm telling you this is the net price for this. And if you even go, I'm very sure that this other person will come and up his offer or give me a better offer than you. When you tell them like that, it throws them off balance. They will not have that, the impression that they have to. I don't know, are you there? Now, it will give them that impression that they have to bring a better offer for that deal to go through. So please, mind you, very important, you must always let them know that there are other offers apart from their own offer on table. So I believe. Okay. Please, can Mike sing? Can you put off your mic, please? Okay. All right. Okay. So that's it, basically. Okay. All right. So I feel we've given enough knowledge out there to you know to participant of this conference or class, about ways in which you can become a better deal closer. And I want to give room for questions. Yeah, room for questions. So if you've been listening to this discourse that I've talked about, ways of closing deal better, you can ask your questions. Okay, someone asked a question, and the question is, how can he fight for properties, for a client's properties? I don't know, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? You can hear me? Alright. Now, someone asked a question, how do you fight for your client's property in case your client is denied the property? Now, the truth is this, you must be able to, whenever a client buy a property from you, the most important thing you should do is, you should make sure that your client does documentation on that property. Now, when we talk about documentation on a property, like the, what's it called? You must be land survey, then deed of transfer, and committee approval. So anybody that buys a property from you, there should be proper documentation. So when you have documentation for these properties, when there's committee approval, then there's land survey, then there's a deed of transfer for a property, it's difficult for anybody to deny your client access to that property because you have documents that backs it. Then you can take it up to the necessary authorities. You can take whosoever that trespass on your client's property to court. They will pay dearly for it. Now, any property that you have land survey on and CFO, even if someone goes to trespass on that property, be it the next 100, the next 50 years, as long as you have your documentation, your title deed for that land or house, my dear, just relax your mind. You have the authority to tell that person, pull down the structure that is here. And they must pull it down because they're trespassing, because you are the actual owner, because you have documentation. So agents, feel free to safeguard yourself from future risks. Ensure that whatever property, if it's a fresh property that your client is buying from you, ensure there's proper documentation. And that if it's a property that someone already has and your client wants to buy that property, ensure that you have documentation from. Don't buy property that don't have documentation. It's very important. There should be land survey, or at least land survey or CFO for any property you are buying. It's very important. So you can ask more questions. Okay. So more questions, please. More questions. So you guys can ask your questions. We have actually gone through the class already. For those that are just coming in, we've gone through the class already. You know, we talked about. I gave some tips and tricks on how you can close deal properly as as a marketer or as a realtor or in any field you are in. I talked about do thorough research on whatever you are selling, be it a land. Also applies if you are selling lands or property anywhere. You must research about that property, do your findings so that you don't enter wrong hands. So you have to do your findings about that property. You have to go and ask questions to see how genuine that property is. You understand? Then also, talk about price limits. You must be able to set price limits. You must have your net price. You have an asking price, an offer you're giving to your client. So you should also have, a net price, which is the last price that you'll be willing to sell, that property or commodity. You understand? Then, okay, a question. Someone just asked a question. I will answer that question right now. So I talked about you must have, a set a price limit on the property. Okay, I'll continue with the notes that I've given. Let me quickly answer this question. Okay, someone said a friend of mine is scared about investing in real estate because the stories ahead. Please, I would like you to advise what is the best time criteria to consider to invest in real estate. The best time to invest in real estate is now, not tomorrow. I always tell people is now. Because if you fail to invest right now in real estate, when you come back, there's there will be an addition. Something must be added to the price. So I'll repeat again, and I'll say this: the best time to invest in real estate is not tomorrow, is now. Because if you see an offer and you have the finance or the means to get it, and you say, oh, because I'm not ready, or I don't want to, not I'm not, I don't want to, you say, let me do it next year. If the offer was 1 million, when you come next year, they will tell you 2 million or 3 million. There's nothing you will do about it. It's at that point, if you want to, you will buy. If you don't want to, you back out. Example, I give an example. In the BDPS Annex, when we were selling some plots for like a month ago, some plots were sold for 8 million naira. Now there were some clients I had on my DM that they were very much interested in buying. So the client told me, oh, he's not in the country. When he comes back, he will buy. I was like, okay, send at least your family wishes. Send somebody to come and check on your behalf. He said, okay. Now eventually the client came. Guess what? When the client came, just within 3 weeks interval, plots were not selling there for 10 million naira. And when the client came, he liked the place. It was not like, he wish he had come when it was 8 million. So the client had to top it up to 10 million to purchase that land. So what am I telling you? So the best time to invest in real estate is now. And don't be scared when you're investing through a tested and trusted realty. Example, Union Realty and property developers. They are one of the most trusted and reliable realty in Nigeria. So when you're investing in real estate, as long as you are going through a trusted and reliable company, don't be afraid. Because most of the risks or whatever is the company that will bears it, not you. So why then should you be scared of investing? So you see, so don't be scared. If you are scared, come to Union Realty. We'll fix you up, give you a property that fits your budget. So I believe I've answered that question for someone that said, so I'll just drop it. The best time to invest in real estate is now. The others that comes, that joins in, we see. So you can ask more questions. Okay. All right. Okay, someone said, I listened to the informative publicity about the investment plan on radio station, man around town. Please, I'd like you to throw more light on that aspect. Okay. Now, currently, at our royalty, we are currently having some investments, programs that are ongoing for investors. You have money, and you some people have money, they don't even know what to do with it. Some just leave it in the bank. The bank is using your money to do business, and they are debiting you on top for your own money. Why not use that money and let the money work for you? So we came up with an offer in our royalty, We decided to say, okay, you have 1 million, you have 5 million, you have 10 million. Instead of leaving in the bank and they're debiting you, come and use it to invest. We'll put you into we have different plans. We have the silver, the gold, and the diamond. So in all of these plans, you get certain percentage based on the plans you invest in. You get certain percentage. So now in the silver plan, you get 3% monthly. The initial capital still intact. Same thing applies in the diamond and in the gold plan. You have your money intact. So we are telling you right now, come and invest through us. Come and invest through our royalty, and you get your percentage intact every month. And whenever you want to pull out your money from the plan, you get your full capital back to you. So instead of leaving money in the bank, let the money work for you. You can either get it in form of land, or you can get it in form of cash. So that's one of our investment plan, that we advise you to fix yourself in, and let it be of help to you. So we're about rounding up for this amazing conference we've had. I will believe it has been very, very informative and educative. So, okay. Oh. Okay. All right. I think network issues were disconnected at some point. Okay. Like what I'm saying, I said we are running up now with this, with this master class. We want to believe that this class was highly informative and has been a blessing to you. So when next we're done with this our series on the act of negotiation. When next we're doing a class again, we'll like you ahead. We'll make it more informative. We promise to make it more entertaining, more informative than what we have in this series of class we had on the art of negotiation. So as an investor, as a business person, as a business owner, this class is something you should take seriously, because no man, they say, is a fountain of knowledge. No man is an island on his own. You need to learn. You never stop learning. You learn, you keep on learning. Because for everyone that wants to rise to the top, you need certain knowledge that you have not attained yet. So in the course of your journey in your business world, or in your entrepreneurship world, you need to have this certain knowledge, and this is what we are offering you through our various master classes. So you make it part of your schedule every month, or whenever we put it out there that we have a class, make sure you're a part of it. I want to believe this series so far, from the part 1 and the part 2, have been a blessing to you. Thank you very much. God bless you. And thanks for being a part or a success of this conference online. Do have a wonderful evening. God bless you until we see you again next time. God bless you.